Hey guys, Jackdaw here. We finally reached the moment my channel was created for. BioWare officially revealed a brand new behind the scenes trailer that showcased many gameplay prototypes, concept artwork pieces, and next gen footage that each demonstrate Dragon Age 4's current production stages, building an overall mood of the game's vision and direction. Saria and myself have already broken down the trailer's concept art and gameplay shots in an incredible 45-minute video that you need to check out if you're somewhat remotely interested in the next Dragon Age game. However, today I'm delving into every single piece of information that surrounds this new trailer, as we've got plenty of news, tweets and tidbits to delve into. First up though, before the trailer's release, we had a few related tweets from the team regarding the current production of the game. In late July, Mark Darrah tweeted some updates about Dragon Age 4's development. He said, "I realise that most of you are here for Dragon Age news, and there hasn't been a lot of that lately. Let me just run down some things I can say. 1. We are working on the next Dragon Age. 2. Yes, we are working from home. 3. Working from home is harder. 4. We are making progress." Continuing from that, John Epler retweeted Mark Darrah's post and said, "Working from home is hard, but we're figuring it out. A little bit better every day. I miss lunches with my team, lol." And Patrick Weeks tweeted, "An exhausting but productive week, with a bunch of folks across the narrative team coming together for Rite of Ultron to look at some stuff and figure out how to make it better. Harder over Zoom, but worth it nevertheless." At Stone Gordon asked Patrick, "Rite of Ultron? Maybe I'm slow today, but what do you mean by that?" Patrick Weeks replied, "There are things writers can work on for a while by ourselves, followers or individual quests, but some stuff is owned by multiple writers, so we set aside time for all of us, plus non-writers involved with narrative, to get together and hash things out. That's Rite of Ultron. It is mostly a ton of meetings, we go over content and see what works and what doesn't. It's also the time where we make big narrative decisions as a team, or make big proposals we then bring to other affected departments. Examples of stuff we decide at things like this: hey, this big story element doesn't work. How should we do romances? Hey, this big huge thing is unclear. Does it feel like we're all making the same game? We have a great team, it's positive, we're all exhausted by Friday." That was a really interesting look at how the writing team and the other departments are pushing forward during the current world situation, ensuring that each writer can push on with individual work, while tasks that are assigned to many writers are slightly trickier. The team are working it out while staying as safe as possible. And I'm always eager to hear how certain things like individual quests, followers and romances are being developed. With the new trailer's release, the Dragon Age website was updated. Of course, the trailer itself ended on the notion of visiting dragonage.com. Upon impact to the site, there's a red lyrium wallpaper with a slogan that says, "The world needs a new hero. Will you answer the call? Journey into the world of Thedas in Dragon Age trademark. Discover new adventures full of striking characters, powerful magic, and rich storytelling. Meet an incredible number of humans, elves, dwarves, and Qunari in a realm where every decision you make echoes across history. New protagonist, new adventures, striking characters, powerful magic, rich storytelling, a roster of races, with every decision having rippling effects in the world. Each quality that truly define a Dragon Age game." Very exciting to see this very minuscule bio on the next Dragon Age game. Onwards to the trailer. We have many of the amazing developers sharing plenty of insights into the next Dragon Age game's vision and development. Casey Hudson stated they're using next generation technology, which will be Anthem's codebase and tools of the Frostbite engine, to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life, and the team are still in early production. Of course, we've known this for a while that Dragon Age 4 has been in early production. I don't know why this is new information in the mainstream out there, but of course, the majority of us hardcore fans have known that Dragon Age 4 has been in early production for a while. I've estimated they've been in the actual production stages for around 15 months since May 2019, with the pre-production stages before that for about 2 years since they started around 2017. Gameplay designer Melissa Janowicz spoke about creating bosses and how she helps with many of the creature designs, mostly doing the big threats we'll come up against. The trailer's concept art certainly paints a picture of many dark, evil monsters to defeat. The creative director and previous art director of Dragon Age Inquisition, Matthew Goldman, shared that Dragon Age is all about mystery and hard-boiled detective stories, which is an excellent pun, all wrapped up in a fantasy setting with an original world. Executive Executive producer and proficient teaser Mark Darrah shared that in the next Dragon Age, we get an opportunity to see new things, new places, and interact with people who lived and grew up in these spaces as well. There's a huge emphasis on characters we haven't met yet, because of course, the Inquisition declared it would look for new people to deal with Solas. We're going to Northern Phaedrus. We should expect brand new characters to fall in love with a whole new scenery to explore. Mastermind and lead writer Patrick Weeks shared about the game they're currently working on and how they want to tell a very different story about what happens when you don't have power, what happens when the people in charge aren't willing to address the issues. This time around, we're playing as a brand new hero with not nearly as enough power like the Inquisitor, but instead someone who will most certainly come from humble tidings. I'd guess someone like a spy, an Antivan Crow, or a Lord of Fortune. No matter the role, our main character will have many conflicts with the predominant people in charge, as they aren't willing to tackle the issues at stake. I can assume many ideas, of course. Perhaps the Tevinter Magisterium, the Cunari invasion, or the Dreadwolf scheme. Probably a mixture of all three. Whatever powerful force that may ignore the ongoing issues, there's going to be a lot of conflict from what we can assume is going forward thanks to Dragon Age Tevinter Knights. RB's enthusiast and narrative director John Epler spoke on the things we can expect in the next installment. There are going to be stories that focus on the people around you and the friends and family you make. Every Dragon Age game is about the family we create along the way, not the family we're from. Expecting more of that lightens my heart. Associate producer Jen Chevery shared that something we'll be able to look forward to in the next Dragon Age are really close relationships with game characters who really become real for you. Friendships and relationships are what really define Dragon Age for me. Foundation technical director John Renesh, with an amazing beard, spoke on how BioWare want characters to either be loved or hated. The best example of that is Solas. Half of the community wants to kill him, half the people want to marry him, and another part wants to do both. The fact that the devs can stir these reactions prove that BioWare can and will create characters that move and shape us. If they can make anyone love or hate a character, they've successfully made them care for this world, even if hate is that motivator. However, if you felt nothing for a character, then you wouldn't have these strong reactions and you wouldn't feel as connected to the world or that character. It just goes to show how BioWare have such a talent for creating realistic and hugely subjective characters. To expect more of that? Hell yes. Lead creature animator Esther Coe confirmed that the next Dragon Age is being created using motion matching technology that will ensure characters will be as realistic as possible from the way they walk, move, and interact in the world. We saw a sneak peek of Solas's facial animations, and we can already see the improvement of graphical fidelity and animation quality. Writer Sylvia Fekadakudi spoke on how players want suspension of their disbelief to believe that the bunch of pixels in front of them that make up these characters are actually a living, breathing soul. Again, touching on that note that BioWare really do know how to create epic, relatable characters. Gameplay director Andre Garcia said that choice is a big part of what Dragon Age is as a franchise. The decisions you make can affect change in the world, reiterating that the next Dragon Age will most certainly surround our choices with consequences for each. Adding more fuel to the fire for choice and consequences, RPG programmer Katrina Barkwell spoke on decision making, meaning that a party member lives or a party member dies. Ultimately, choice making means owning your outcome and reactivity to the choices that you do make. BioWare have always done drastic choices super well, especially when it comes down to having agency over a character's life. I'm super excited to see how they go forward with that in the next Dragon Age. I said it in my breakdown and I'll say it again here. It was very nice to see a few of the developers that we love and support in this trailer, sharing vital information on the next game. The story about the next Dragon Age game's development is all about the people creating it, and I'm so glad that BioWare have an amazing, tremendously talented bunch of people who know what Dragon Age is. Adding to that, it was so wholesome to see many of the other developers on a Zoom call showing how despite the current world situation, they're all doing the best they can to push the development of the next Dragon Age. Moving on, throughout the trailer, we had many other key features highlighted. The in-engine shots showcased the next generation improved fidelity and quality of the Frostbite engine. The reveal of Solas's facial animations indicate more realistic and lifelike animations and scenes. Just look at his pearly white teeth and how his face folds. Truly remarkable. The gameplay shots reveal a character playing as a warrior with a sword and shield wearing Grey Warden armor. Most certainly, this character is a champion, specialization indicated by the line in the sand ability that is also tested out. We see them evading, blocking, shield bashing, and preparing to strike. The camera placement is pretty solid. I really like the angle it currently has, and I'm hoping it stays somewhat like this. The spider with hands is incredibly frightening, however beautifully animated. I just hope it's not going to grab items like that barrel and throw them at us when approaching combat. And two brand new voice actors were revealed, Ji Young Han and Ike Amedy. Ji Young Han previously appeared in Anthem as the character Sentinel Dax. Conceptually, in the next Dragon Age game, she's playing as a character called Bellara, whom I'd suspect is a dwarf, given that Kunari and dwarves generally have American voice actors, not to mention her dialogue line of something being the good kind of rumble. Ike Amedy also appeared in a previous BioWare title, being Mass Effect 3 as Javik. It seems he's playing a character by the name of Davrin, who is most certainly a Grey Warden, indicated by his dialogue. Perhaps he's the Grey Warden in Tevinter Nights' cover, considering none of the characters on the book's cover appeared in the actual book. And moving on, the majority of the trailer features amazing conceptual artwork that reflects the mood, tone, story threads, and narrative beats that developers would like the final game to take inspiration from. Equally, this means the concepts may or may not appear in the finished project. It's too early to tell. However, that doesn't mean we should pass up the opportunity to inspect and dissect every single one of these concepts, investigating what they're telling us, because we get a sense of BioWare's vision, scope, and direction for Dragon Age 4 from each of them. Patrick Weeks tweeted about concept art being used to create a mood, not to outright confirm things, but for a framework. While some concepts may excite you, like Harley Quinn, don't get too attached just yet, because they may and will change. To quote Weeks, we can't answer questions right now about who is or isn't a follower or what story choices we're making, beyond giving away too much too early. We could also give you the wrong impression and leave you disappointed later, or we might need to change things between now and ship. What I can say is that I'm proud and excited about the game we're making. I hope that came through in the video. I also hope you have fun speculating. Even if we can't answer questions right now, you all made a lot of devs' days yesterday. Thanks. So while it's absolutely fun and amazing to speculate about what these concepts may relate to and the direction of the next game, don't get too attached just in case certain plot threads or characters are cut or changed. Needless to say, me and Saria still have plenty of speculation videos coming following this trailer, because we find true enjoyment in speculation and seeing how far off from the truth we were when the actual game ships. I think that's somewhat of a good mindset to have. Regarding this trailer as a whole, I think it's fair to say it was created as a reaction to what was shown at EA Play. A lot of the fan base and just people in general were upset with what was shown. However, BioWare listened to us and delivered this behind the scenes trailer 2 months later. And we can tell it was recently filmed too. Not to get too stalkery, but Patrick Weeks dyed their hair on the 19th of June, which was a day after EA Play. If they had recorded this trailer before, Weeks would have had their natural hair color in the trailer. This proves that, even in the current world situation, the developers took time to film and create this amazing behind the scenes trailer. Speaking on behalf of the entire Dragon Age fandom, thank you so much BioWare for giving us a trailer while in very early production stages with everything going on in the world right now. It has been the saving grace of 2020, so thank you guys so much. In other news, we have a few Weeks' tweets that regard romance in the future. Patrick Weeks retweeted Navarin Novice saying, "This is my formal request that BioWare give us at least one emotionally damaging romance for every Dragon Age game. Like, literally scoop my soul out and throw it at the wall with the angst, please." Patrick replied with, "I mean, I like happy romances with fun, positive endings, but the customer is always right. It really is true though. We all love pain and tragedy in this fandom. As we play the Lost Elf theme at 1 AM, sobbing in the middle of the night. I'm not the only one, right? Patrick tweeted, "Hi, sorry, stumbled across this while looking for something else. Just wanted to say, disliking a character or ship is totally valid and does not hurt my feelings. Coming into someone's space to say that what they like or dislike is wrong is bad. Sorry that happened to you. And in games of romances, I believe that same-sex romances should offer the same spectrum of sweet to spicy that the straight options do. If our male-to-male romances feel dirty, while our male-to-female romances range from romantic to raunchy, then we need to do better." This clearly hints to BioWare making their future romances more tasteful for every type of romance, which is always good. More inclusivity for everyone. In my honest opinion, I don't need sex scenes to drive romances. While I'm sure I'd love to see one for our potential Kunari female wife, I don't need or desire them for every single character. Sex and romance in moderation, while differing in taste, sounds perfect in my opinion. In the concept artwork, we saw our sexy Kunari female wife that many of us have dubbed the nickname Harley Quinn. While it's really hard to not get too attached, it's nice to see BioWare making this character idea more of a reality. In case you didn't know, in 2017, a fan asked Weeks about the idea of a strong female Kunari companion. Weeks replied back then saying, "Definitely a chance. We like doing character types we haven't done before, and that would be a biggie in a hypothetical future game." So, while Harley Quinn is still just a concept design, there's much potential for her in the future. I wonder if Patrick is writing her too. Not that I'm basing my news on retweets, but Patrick has been retweeting a lot of her fan art. But that could just be because we already are obsessed with her. And the final romance-related tweet, because I didn't know where else to put this one, Patrick Weeks tweeted, "Is Dick in a Box formally a Lonely Island song, or is it technically SNL? It's for work." So, yep. If anyone knows what this could refer to, then put in the comment section down below, because I haven't a clue. Mac Dara tweeted, "No release date to share this time, obviously as a joke. For those who don't know, the next Dragon Age game is at least 2 to 3 years away, according to EA's 2019 earnings call. This may change though, due to the current world events." And as a final, very exciting news story, Nunzio de Philippus, the amazing Dragon Age comic writer, alongside with his wife Christina Weir, posted on Tumblr about the potential of a new comic miniseries. They replied to a fan about the future of the comics, saying, "We have another miniseries planned, and it would have come out this year if not for the current world situation shutting down the industry. We don't want to promise anything because everything is so up in the air with the entire world right now, but what we can say is that if and when there is another miniseries, it will wrap up the story we've been telling since Knights Errant. We will then aim to tell more stories, but one thing at a time. We wish we could say more because we have a lot to say, we promise. Hopefully we can talk about things soon." As an absolute fan of Nunzio de Philippus and Christina Weir's Dragon Age comics, the fact that most certainly another one is on its way and it will end the narrative that has been told since Knight Errant, that excites the crap out of me. Originally it seems we would have had 2 comics launching this year, Blu-ray starting of course early this year, then following on from that we would have had one ending 2020. I imagine we will still see this project back on track soon, and it sounds as if this one will be a concrete conclusion to the current comic roster, and after that we may then get brand new stories explored in other comics, perhaps with different characters in varied locations. We don't know if the current comic characters will remain in the future. While future comics are still quite far off, I adore this team behind the comic books and I eagerly await an update to their stories. That's something that we can all look forward to next. And with all that said, that's a wrap for this most exciting news update. I'm honestly so excited to be creating Dragon Age content at the moment, making videos that I have dreamed about creating for so long. Finally guys, my time has come and I am unleashing so much content on you all right now. Check out my latest breakdown, and if you're new, why not subscribe? You're in the best place to be informed on all things Dragon Age related, from lore, speculation and news. I have it all right here. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, like me on Facebook, but until the next one, I have been Jackdaw, and I should go.